60-acre land in Berry Creek near Orville was reduced to ashes late summer of 2020 during the North Complex fire. What started off as a devastating loss has over time turned into a reset button, both culturally and ecologically, to local tribes. This generation of the indigenous Maidu grew up with a grave warning from their elders.
There's going to be a big one, he called it the big one, that was going to come through, and it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
It did, 2018 and 2020.
We've seen them, very quickly back to back happen between Camp Fire, North Complex Fire, and so on.
Decades of neglected land and overgrown vegetation, dried out by severe drought, turned much of Northern California into a tinderbox. The Maidu, who call this land home, panicked. But the elders then said,
"This is a reset. Get out there and get your hands on the land."
It would be a reset of the land.
We started off right here, right down there over this hill.
This is 60 acres they acquired after the fires ravished it. Unexpectedly, those fires served as a harsh guide, revealing what needed to be cleared. There was a lot of work to be done. Angela Bolton said mobilizing the Berry Creek restoration workforce wasn't hard.
That spiritual duty kind of yanked on us, this is our time to get up.
But organizing and funding was. After some partnerships, she was able to get men and women on the land. With hard hats and chainsaws. These new tools are the new way of stewarding the land.
Traditional knowledge and Western knowledge, and you put them together. And so they're going to go in with chainsaws. I'm going to go in with seeds, and then with fire.
Fire, the one tool that has not changed. And it was the first time in about a century the Maidu were able to use it again.
So this looked a lot different. We burned this last fall.
Megan Herrera is the traditional ecological knowledge manager. She is resetting their relationship with fire by planning them. Decades ago, before fire was banned,
it was good fire, and it did something good for the village, and it didn't wipe everything out. We let fire do her thing, and we respected that, and we coexisted.
Last year's cultural burn was a spiritual event, and as different Maidu groups came together to burn, the fire also reset friendships.
That was the first time that all of us Maidu people have gathered together like that. I've never seen it myself in my lifetime.
Restoration project manager Gavin Antone explains that his tribe, now in Orville, was displaced from the foothills. This land is special because it sits right across from Bald Mountain, a sacred place of Maidu origin. As his crews clear the land, they learn the land.
This is what our people did. This village was over here, and then they want to learn, and then that leads to stories and language and songs.
It is another reset of pride and purpose in each of these men and women who work full-time.
That's what it's doing. It's reconnecting us to who we are.
And it may be the biggest reset of all.
When we don't have the things that bring us together, we're left with the things that tear us apart.
The final reset we are waiting for fire to bring is the one of trust between indigenous groups and government. With fire back in their hands, the Maidu are working with CAL FIRE to improve fire prevention. Now, the Good Fire Act is moving through legislature. Assemblymember Chris Rogers authored that bill.
I think one of the things that we have certainly learned in California is that our suppression efforts can create a cascade of impacts in our ecology.
If passed, cultural burning should be easier and legally safer and recognized as a wildfire prevention tool.
But if harnessed in the right way, we can turn it into a tool instead of leading communities to be afraid.
Reporting from Berry Creek, Ophelia Young, KCRA 3 News.
The Good Fire Act passed the California Assembly unanimously and is now pending in committees. Assemblymember Rogers says it has not encountered opposition and expects to go through the legislature.